gosh, it made our mortgage payment. And so, there's the ability to diversify is what we've never had in this industry, and 20 years, which is the reason it's called Hometown Realty and not Mary Maloney and Associates, because when I first got into this business, and at the time that I bought my brokerage in 2008, selling that brokerage was the exit strategy. And building something that would be worth something that someone would want to come in and write me a really big check for. And what I found after going down that EBITDA path with Coldwell Banker tried to purchase us, as well as Compass, that was really great for me. That was going to be a big payday for me, but it wasn't necessarily a big payday for my agents. And that's where EXP has flipped that conversation, is because you can build a business that can then continue to have an exit strategy as well as a legacy, because now my daughter has gotten her real estate license and I will be able to will my children my revenue share position in the future. And so there are several ways that you can build businesses within real estate. Transactional business, absolutely your bread and butter. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But I also wanted to touch on building diversity within your real estate business. And building diversity within your real estate business is quite a few things. Number one, passive income. Are you looking to build a revenue share organization? Are you looking to attract others to the team that you're currently on? Number two, building passive income through investment properties. We do this every day for others. And one of my biggest regrets that I want to pass along to you is I only wish that we had started buying investment properties earlier on. And utilizing your income to buy assets and let the assets pay for the luxuries in your life. I see a lot of young people, they get into this business and then they go out and lease the Mercedes or the fancy car or this sort of thing, instead of taking that money and buying an investment property and then letting the investment property go buy the car. So building an investment portfolio. We are now in and buying short-term investment properties. Great ways to do that. Also long-term investment properties. Also buying land. We're closing on almost 5 acres in Texas this week. So looking at how you can build wealth through doing what you do for your clients, because you have the inside track. You know what's a good purchase. You know when you meet with a seller if this is a great investment. You also can see the flip opportunities that are out there. So thinking about real estate transactionally, number one, but then also thinking about how can you do these other things within your business to build income, also to build wealth. Some people call it a side hustle. My daughter will tell you I'm not very trendy, but I understand that this is a word, a thing, this side hustle thing. So whether you think about revenue share as a side hustle or buying an investment property as a side hustle, I just call it smart. And we are in this business not just to sell houses, but to also build wealth. And you guys have an opportunity through our group. Those Monday mastermind calls are crucial to building your transactional production-based business. A 20-year veteran, I never miss a Monday. Those calls, this past call was so, I took like 2 pages of notes on this past yesterday's call. You have to be on those calls. It's crucial to your production business to hear what these people that are selling 100, 400, 500, 1,000 homes, you're going to learn from their mistakes and you're also going to learn from their wins. So number one, you have to be on those Monday calls. They are crucial. Number two, tapping into your team, tapping into David and Tasha and the other people on your team, as well as the Friday financial Friday calls that our group is doing. You guys know that they alternate. One week, we're talking about buying investment properties, long-term, short-term, mid-term, how to flip, how to identify an AVR, how to calculate an AVR, all of these things that will not only help you when you're talking to investors about return on capital or how to calculate a cap rate, but also for yourself. How do you buy short-term rentals? How do you buy long-term rentals? How do you identify a flip? And then the alternating Friday, that same time frame and that same link and password, we do the agent attraction call. So if you're interested in building passive income, definitely want to get on those Friday calls. Okay, so that's my soapbox about tapping into everything that we offer you here at the Fast Forward Movement, which if you've explored other groups, you know how amazing our group is. I don't know if you guys realize, but we have 7 of the top teams at EXP in our group. Those people are on those Monday calls. Those people are leading those Friday calls. You would pay thousands of dollars for this type of coaching because trust me, I've paid thousands of dollars to be in the rooms with these people, either through coaching or masterminds or whatever it is. So tap into these resources that you have in front of you that you can build a sustainable business, because that's really what we're all after, a sustainable, predictable business that will create income and also help us build wealth. Okay, rant over. What I want to talk to you guys about today, and David and Tasha asked me to talk about, are 5 basic things that will get you into production, whether you're a brand new agent or a seasoned agent. What are we seeing in the business right now? And what are we seeing the most productive agents doing? So these are basics. I know everybody's talking about getting back to basics, but I don't see any basic bitches on this call. So I'm talking about getting back to advanced, okay? I see you, Christopher. We're not talking about no basic bitches here, okay? So we're talking about getting back to advanced. How do we take basic sales skills and advance them? Because let's face it, we're salespeople. Whether you're selling pharmaceuticals, whether you're selling Xerox machines, we are salespeople. We just happen to sell homes. So we have to get back to sales skills. And where does that start? Number 1, I'm sorry I don't have slides, but I figured we would just have a talk and a mastermind here. If you guys want to raise your hand and interject, please do. If you have something of contribution, raise your hand. I would love for everybody to chime in, whether that be questions or if you have something of contribution. So number 1, I also have to get back to being better at this. And number 1, that's my calendar. If you show me your calendar, I will tell you whether you are successful at real estate or not. Your calendar is actually a reflection of your life. Do you have a and I don't want to say balance, because trust me, there is no work-life balance in this industry, especially if you're a woman. I'm sorry, guys, but look, we just have it a different way in this business. So there is no such thing as balance. There is choice management and there is expectation management. And that all starts with our calendar. We choose to spend time doing the things that we want to do. We choose to place priorities on things more so than just blocks on our calendar. And I know time blocking has been around for a very long time, but instead of time blocking, I would challenge you to priority block your calendar. In today's current world, we cannot do more than 3 important things every single day. 3 big rocks that we need to move on a daily basis. The first thing that we should be doing is looking at what are our family commitments. You will never regret the time that you spend with your family. Trust me, as a 20-year veteran and a mother of 3, a wife, a spouse, a daughter, a sister, a friend. Do not let this business take away time from priorities in your personal life. If you manage your calendar appropriately and set boundaries with your clients and the people around you, you will still be able to have a successful business, serve your clients, and be there for the people that are important in your life. So getting back to our calendars, priority blocking and making choice management a priority, and also limiting ourselves to 3 rocks on a daily basis. What are 3 big rocks that you have to move? But the number one thing that must be in our calendar every single day is, what do you guys think? Drop me a chat, raise your hand, unmute yourself. What is the number one thing that must be in our calendar every single day? Prospecting, lead generation, correct, same thing. Prospecting, lead generation must be in our calendar every single day because we are salespeople. If we are not constantly filling our pipeline with business, we will not have a sustainable business. The people that you are talking to now may be your client 12 or 18 months from now. If you had been talking to them 12 months ago, they could be your client today. Does that make sense? Like, you always have to be filling that pipeline. So number 2 leads us right into prospecting. So number 1, we have to be champions of our calendar. We have to own our calendar. And number 2, we must have prospecting time in our calendar, and prospecting must be a priority. Because I don't know about you, but no great story ever started with a salad, and no appointment ever started without a conversation. Have you ever gone on an appointment that you did not have a conversation with that person first? Anyone? Anyone ever gone on an appointment? How'd you get there? How'd the appointment get set? So we must be having conversations with people in order to get those appointments. And if you work with David and Tasha, based on your income goal, and we all need to have that survival number. Like, do you know your survival number? What is your mortgage? What is your car payment? What is your insurance payment? What is your child's school commitment, soccer, child support, credit cards, whatever your basic survival number is? Do you know how much you need to make on a yearly basis and have that survival number? Number 2, do you know what your good life number is? Because why the hell are we doing this? I know people say, oh, I like working with people. Oh, I want a flexible schedule. No, we're in this to make money, to support our families. I'm not a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization. I don't know about you, but I am in this business to make money, to support my family. So what is that survival number? What is that good life number? And then, do you have a stretch goal? Do you want to buy an investment property this year? Do you want, if you bought an investment property every year for the next 10 years, how different would your life look 10 years from now? By a show of hands, how many people, this is your first year? I'm going to flip through the screen. How many people, this is your first year in business, first year in real estate? Wow. Awesome. Now, out of those people that raised their hand, how many of you made a career decision, not a job choice, but you made a career decision to move into real estate? Yes. So how many of you plan on being in this business 5 years from now? 10 years from now? 15? 20? Yes. 20 years. So as a 20-year veteran, let me tell you, the habits and the activities that you are doing today is going to, yes, Danielle, is going to affect your business 20 years later. Because the things that you are doing, we do some things today for immediate business, but the activities that you are doing are building businesses. I was just having a conversation. We were in our team meeting. I was just telling them about someone that I met in PTO, the original PTO 19 years ago. And her and I have done 14 real estate transactions in 20 years. What is the lifetime value of that client? So when you're thinking about what am I doing in my calendar today, you cannot look at prospecting time as a negative, because it is what is setting your business up for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. One of my biggest regrets is not having a solid CRM when I first got into this business. All of those leads, all of those people I talked to, all of those people that have crossed my path in 20 years. Sure, we have 13,000 people in our database right now, but my personal database and CRM is one of the biggest regrets that I do have in this business. So if you are not utilizing KV Core, which you have free access to, Tasha, do you guys use something else as well? Or you guys are all in on KV Core?
So as far as our team goes, we have Follow Up Boss.
Follow Up Boss, amazing. Yeah. Follow Up Boss, we've been Boomtown for 10 years. We just added Follow Up Boss as a separate CRM to protect our past clients in Sphere. Love Follow Up Boss. I think it has amazing tools, amazing integrations. You guys, this is crucial to building your business 5, 10, 15 years from now. And prospecting is the key, because no appointment ever started without a conversation. And those relationships that you're going to build through prospecting, whether that is someone that's come in through an online lead, or you're talking to your Sphere, or you're talking to past clients, prospecting is the key to business. In real estate, write this down. You are a prospecting-based, marketing-enhanced business. Prospecting-based, marketing-enhanced. Now, trust me, I'm a big marketer. After the military, I was blessed to work with Kellogg's, Nickelodeon, Jim Davis, the creator of Garfield. Marketing is my jam. If I could sit around and do marketing all day, look, I believe real estate, you are a marketing and media company that happens to sell houses. Okay? That is what your team is doing for you. They are passing down this incredible marketing, but you have to be prospecting based, marketing enhanced to build a business that will meet your income goals. And David and Tasha can help you guys determine, look, I don't know. Every realtor says, well, let's ask you guys, how much money do you want to make this year? There's the magic $100,000. I don't know why every realtor says $100,000, but $100,000. Okay, so if you want to make $100,000, David and Tasha can help you back that down into how many conversations do you need to be having every week? And based on current numbers of 24 dials to every conversation, like it's a lot. You have to be making a lot of dials and having a lot of conversations. So I want to give you guys a formula. How many people are working online leads? You get online leads through some source, or yes, online leads. Okay. Even if it's your Sphere, how many people are just working their Sphere? Just Sphere, okay? Sorry, I'm scrolling the pages so I can kind of see how many people here, okay? So I want to give you guys a formula. This is from the team leader of the #1 team in California. They sold $1 billion worth of real estate this past 12 months. And this is what his team does. It's called the 3x3 formula. So when a lead comes in, this could be an open house lead. This could be a referral. Somebody said, hey, my brother's cousin's mother's uncle is thinking about selling their house. It could be anyone. This is the 3x3 formula that they use. You're going to dial them 3 times a day for 3 days. So 3 times a day times 3 days. This is until you talk to them, by the way. All right. 3 times a day times 3 days. If you don't talk to them, then you move to 3 times a week times 3 weeks. So maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday's a good text day. People aren't in a great mood on Mondays. Monday's a great text day. So maybe you're dialing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or maybe you're dialing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 times a week for 3 weeks. And then if you still don't talk to them, you're going 3 times a month for 3 months. And then after that, once a month until they buy, list, or die. That's it. That's the magic formula. $1 billion a year, and this is what they do. So that's 3 times a day times 3 days, 3 times a week times 3 weeks, 3 times a month times 3 months, and then once a month until they GF you, response, or they buy, list, or die. Because at some point, everyone is going to face a life event. It's just inevitable. Now, in the past, a lot of people, who worked on recruiting duty? Recruiting in the military? Who is that? Woo, yes, okay. It's a numbers game, right, Alex? Recruiting, sales, it's all a numbers game. Look, I was recruited into the Navy. Never again volunteer yourself. No, I'm just kidding. It was the greatest, it was a privilege. It was the greatest thing ever. I would have stayed longer. Clinton was in office. They were downsizing. Women were going on combatants. It's a whole nother story. But continuing to follow up with people, there is going to be a life event. Here are the 8 Ds that will keep you in business in real estate. Death, debt, divorce, deployment, diapers, diamonds, disease. We all went through COVID. And I needed a D for relocation, so we call it delocation. Those are the 8 things that will keep you in business in real estate. Now, we've had a 9th D for a very long time, which was desire. People moved because they wanted to. Our business was built on desire in a geographic area. People moved in, they got a condo. Then they moved up and got a single family. Then they wanted a pool, right? Then they got divorced. Then we sold that and they bought 2, right? But desire has gone away right now. Why? Interest rates. If I'm in a single family detached home and I have a $600,000 mortgage and I locked in at a 2.75 or a 3.25 interest rate, I'm not going to move for desire. I'm going to move death, debt, divorce, deployment, diapers, diamonds, disease, delocation. I'm going to move because I have a need. Now, if you have been 3x formula with your database for 5 years, sometimes 2 years, right? What's the average corporate relocation? 2 years. What is the average PCS in the military? 3 to 4. I saw somebody say 1. Okay, I don't know where you're working, but okay, I like that even better. And what do all these people need, right? Speed, convenience, and certainty. That's what they need when they are in a life event. They need speed, convenience, and certainty. And that's what you can bring them because you have been following up with them all of this time. You are now their trusted professional. You have delivered value to them through articles, through videos, through giving them market updates, through whatever type of value that you are giving them for their situation. When that life event happens, you want to be the person for the brand recall. So drop in the chat, what happens when your kid skins their knee? You need to go get unmute yourself, shout it out. You skin your elbow, you have to go get a
Band-Aid.
Band-Aid. No one said bandage. Band-Aid is the brand name. It is a bandage. I've been sick for the last 4 days. Honey, I need a
Kleenex.
Kleenex. I didn't say, honey, I need a tissue. Honey, I need a Kleenex. Meg, can you go blank this on the machine for me? Can you go Xerox it? I didn't say, can you go make me a copy? Can you Xerox this, right? Oh, you need to know how to make killer fish tacos? Google that shit. I didn't say go to a web browser and type in killer fish tacos. No, Google it, right? When you can become that brand recall for a customer, yes, Jordan, GTS, yes, all day long. It's now teaching me how to do shit on Instagram that I don't know how to do. So yes, you can Google everything, but the point is that is the brand recall that the consumer has. You want to be that brand recall, and that starts with prospecting. That is the foundation of where it starts. Okay, for those of you that are working referral, repeat, sphere business, here's a formula that you can do in 45 minutes a day. This is great. You want to try, and I heard this from Nick the other day on a training, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to pass this along because this is an incredible formula. You can do this in 45 minutes a day. You need to develop a list of 325 names. If you guys have never seen it, Tasha can get you the list that makes you think of people like who's your hairdresser, who does your taxes, who's, I don't know, your divorce attorney if you had one. Who are all these people in your life? Past clients, sphere, a list of 325 people. So in 25 minutes a day, you're going to make 5 calls per day, make 5 social comments, and send 5 texts. So if you've done 2 hours of prospecting, if that's what your formula says that David and Tasha help you develop, how much money do you want to make? Means how many conversations do you have to have, which says how many dials do I need to do? That means how many hours do I need to be prospecting per day? And then you do 45 minutes of 5, 5, 5, 5 calls, 5 social comments, and 5 texts. You will get through your list of 325 people, because the first quarter, you're going to call them on the first month. So we just entered May. So we are in the second month of this quarter. Every quarter on the first month, you're going to call, and you're going to call to either just have a forward conversation, right? Forward is family, occupation, recreation. Some people say dreams. I never get to D. But if it's a friend, you're just calling to check on the family. You're asking about their job. Do they play pickleball? Are they golfing? Whatever they're doing. If they're a past client, you could be calling to check in on how things are going at the house. Maybe it's time to renew their home warranty. Maybe there's something special they should be doing that time of year related to their home. Maybe something with their taxes or whatever. So the first month of the quarter, you're going to call. If there's an event you can invite them to, even better. The second month is the Facebook comment. And whenever you comment on one of their Facebook posts, you always want to ask a question. And why is that? Because it creates engagement. And then Facebook or Instagram says, oh, these people like each other. Let me show more of their content to that person. So it keeps you engaged with that person, and they then start seeing your post. Also, if you can take the time to go in and develop a list within Facebook, and then you can go and then say, I want to see this list, just only make my feed this list. Y'all are probably way better at this than I am because I'm probably the oldest person on this call. You can just see those people. And so it makes it very quick for you to go through and make the comments and the questions. On the third month, you're going to text people. Now, for me, a lot of this is, hey, I was in your neighborhood showing buyers and thought of you and wanted to reach out to say, hey. What does that do? It reminds them that I'm in real estate. I was thinking of you. And it's a very cool thing that you're not really selling or asking for a referral, but it's opening dialogue with them. So you're going to call the first month of the quarter, Facebook message, comment with the question, and the third month is a text. So if you take your 325 people, divide them up, get them on a rotating basis within your CRM with your to-dos, I guarantee you, you will create business. Because what does this do? It varies the intensity of your interaction with them. You're calling, you're Facebook commenting, and then you're texting. So you're varying the intensity of the reach out. But the crucial thing that it does is it keeps you consistent, and it keeps the frequency in which you're touching them consistent, right? Does that make sense? But it's very easy. It's a non-threatening approach. It's a non-threatening touch, which is what we want. So I thought that was awesome. Okay, we have 20 minutes left and I'm only on number 2. So I'm gonna hit these last 3 pretty hard, okay? Number 3, open houses. You guys, you can't sell shoes unless the shoe store is open. Everyone should be doing open houses. And no one says you can only do open house on a Saturday or a Sunday. If you are time blocking effectively and your morning is set to prospecting, then you respond to emails, take care of paperwork, you then have lunch, then your afternoons are open for taking out buyers, meeting with sellers, attending inspections, doing walkthroughs. If you don't have anything scheduled for the afternoon, go sit in an open house. Go sit in an open house and make your Facebook comments. Go sit at an open house and do paperwork. Go sit at an open house and do research to find things of value to send your database. You never know what neighbor is going to walk in after school, after picking up their kids, or who's going to drive by. Trust me, buyers are out in a big way. Great open house we just did at Dolomite. Potential listing down the street, potential townhome listing because those people want to move up. I was talking with, Patty, Tasha, Patty Villanueva, who's in our group, Vista, Fallbrook. She had an open house this weekend. There were so many people in the open house, the seller stayed to answer questions because there were so many people coming into that open house. What is the point of prospecting? What is the point of marketing? Anyone? What is the point of calling people? New biz? Yep.
Generate business.
To get belly to belly with the consumer, to get the appointment. Well, guess what? You just cut out the middleman working in an open house. They're walking in, you're belly to belly with them. What does it tell the neighbors when they see you so proactively doing an open house? Damn, those people work hard. That guy is out here constantly. I see his signs everywhere, right? And I'm not talking about, oh, throw out 3 signs and maybe sit there and hope that no one comes in because I'm hungover. No, I'm talking about cutting a video, standing out in front, putting out 20 signs. Because what's 20 signs? Free billboards. I don't know about y'all, but when I was new, I didn't have a lot of check equity. I had a lot of sweat equity. And that's what open houses are. You're putting out free billboards, you're door knocking the houses around. Hey, just wanted to let you know I'm having an open house. If you'd like to come by, maybe you have a friend or a family member. Also just wanted to apologize about all the traffic on the street that I'm gonna cause. If anyone parks in front of your driveway, here's my card, just let me know. I'll find them and make sure they're not blocking your driveway. Open houses are the quickest way to an escrow right now. We talked about this on the Monday mastermind call 2 weeks ago. Open houses are the quickest way to an escrow in this market. You're immediately talking to buyers, and a lot of buyers, they may say, oh, I have an agent. Okay. But they may get pissed off at that agent a week from now or 2 weeks from now. And you were so nice. You gave me so much information. We wanted to see if maybe you had a property, which leads me to number 3, off-market opportunities. FSBOs, expireds, active rentals, and non-owner occupieds. So when you're at your open house, if you have a binder on the table, on the counter that says office copy only, agent eyes only, I guarantee you people are going to say, oh, what's that? Oh, that's our list of off-market opportunities that we're working for our current buyers. What do you do while you're sitting at the open house? You're calling those expireds, you're calling those FSBOs, you're looking for active rentals, utilizing title, utilizing, keep verified or still been verified, utilizing the been verified app to get phone numbers, to call the owners, the non-owner occupieds. How much of your total addressable market in your area is non-owner occupied? Does anyone know? Drop it in the chat. How much of your market is non-owner occupied? Mine, 22%. 22% is non-owner occupied. How many of those people live out of state? How many of those people have no idea what's happening in the market? How many of those people have no idea what their house is worth? Who's talking to them? Their property manager? Property manager isn't even getting them fair rent, I guarantee you, much less telling them what their home is worth. So reaching out to those people, but utilizing FSBOs, expireds, calling active rentals, and non-owner occupieds to develop a binder of off-market opportunities that you can then be calling for these buyers that are looking for a home and there's no inventory. How many of you have very limited inventory in your market? Yeah, it's the lowest I've seen in 20 years here in our market, in this immediate micro market that we work. Because look, you can take national statistics, break them down to a state level, and then break them down to a micro level. Do you know the current absorption rates of your market? How quickly are homes selling? Because I don't know about you, but I want to talk to a seller about a market absorption analysis. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm sure that you're talking to other agents, which I think you should do. And I'm sure they're talking to you about an antiquated way of delivering value, which is called a CMA. Has anyone talked to you about a comparable market analysis? That's a very antiquated way of determining your value because it uses past data. I want to talk to you about where this market is going and the market variables that we're going to use to determine your value. Is the trajectory of the market going up or going down? Because I would rather give you bad news or good news today rather than 6 months from now, because your equity is on the line. Do you know your data? Can you speak with authority when someone comes into your open house? So looking for those FSBOs, expireds, active rentals, and non-owner occupieds. I would challenge you to a market absorption analysis every single day. And we don't want to give someone a price. Look, marketing is about semantics. It's about play on words. Every person on this call is number one on a Tuesday at 4 o'clock in your neighborhood. Okay? Marketing is, it's manipulation, if you will, of statistics, right? So we want to pull a cloud CMA, but we want to change the cover letter to say market absorption analysis, and we want to send them a seller's report. I would challenge you to a CMA a day to every non-owner occupied, every active rental owner, every expired, and every FSBO. If you sent out one CMA a day, followed up with the 3x3 formula, you will generate business. Okay, that was number 4. Are you ready for number 5? All right, number 5. The most important thing that you can do in being productive in this market right now is your morning routine. How you show up for anything in your life is how you show up for everything. Do you have a solid morning routine? Brett on my team, I know where to find him every morning at 6 a.m. He's at the gym. An effective morning routine, if that means having to get up an hour earlier, 2 hours earlier, to get your mind, body, and heart right, to go and attack your day for your family, that is important. Because none of this matters if your morning routine is not right. And it actually starts with your evening routine. And this circles back to number 1. In the evening, looking at your calendar for the next day. What is your choice management? What do you have to move? What are the 3 priority rocks that you have in your day without ever sacrificing prospecting time? Without letting clients dictate your schedule, without letting a home inspector dictate your schedule. If somebody said, I was guilty, like, oh, let me know when you can do the home inspection. Oh, 10 a.m. Great, right in my prospecting time. But then I learned to say, here are 3 home inspectors. Please choose one that you like and make the appointment for after 12 o'clock. Because that's when I have my afternoon block, right? So it was all about forward pacing and leading the client into doing my schedule, not me being reactive to their schedule. Also, no one says that email is an immediate response. In my world, email is a 24 to 48 hour response. Ask David and Tasha. Sometimes Facebook Messenger is a 24 to 48 hour response. But that evening schedule and sitting down as you unwind and putting your phone away to have that time, looking at your schedule for the next day, going back to the number 1 thing, the calendar, the time blocking, the expectation management, the choice management, so that when you wake up, you've already brain dumped that evening everything that's on your mind that has to happen the next day, or notes that you want to get out of your mind. so that you can sleep well, number one. And then you wake up with renewed energy because you already know what you have to do. You can wake up and get to the gym. You can wake up and spend time with your kids. You can wake up and do your affirmations. You can wake up and do that gratitude journal and know why you're going. That is so important. And it was a huge mind shift for me because I was all about the morning routine. My husband got up at 4:45. He was on the 6:20 train. Like, we were a machine, right? But I didn't have that evening routine down. And I never slept well because I had all these things running around in my mind. And I kept a notepad by my bed and I would wake up and write things down. But when I started incorporating the evening routine and knowing here's everything that I have to tackle tomorrow, I got much better sleep and everything now happens. Because look, I'm in production. I do have a listing partner. I don't show homes anymore. I have a team. I have a 2,000 person organization, which I pour into as much as I can on calls like this. I do 3-way calls for agent attraction. We have several Airbnb investment properties. Our youngest is getting married this summer. Look, is my world perfect? No. But and I'm guilty. I mean, I was just on a call with a person. It was actually our women's call on the first Thursday of the month. And everything that Jen Schiff said just made total sense to me. As a highly effective and efficient real estate agent, wife, mom, sister, daughter, all of the things, it starts with our calendar. So number one, calendar, time blocking, expectation management, choice management, 3 rocks, protecting our prospecting time. Number 2, prospecting will keep you in business 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. Number 3, open houses every day of the week. If you're sitting in your home office or sitting in your broker's office, you're in the wrong place. Find a house to sit in. Number 4, FSBOs, expireds, active rentals, non-owner occupieds, CMA a day challenge, but you're going to change that cover letter to talk about a market absorption analysis. And number 5, controlling your morning routine, but starting with your evening routine. Those are my 5 top tips for being productive in this market. Questions, comments, hallucinations, think I got it wrong. Tasha, anyone?
No, that was,
Tasha,
that was amazing, Mary.
What stood out to you?
I think that you definitely hit that, the nail on the head with that. I mean, I could tell everybody mine, but I would like to hear from other people though. What were you guys' takeaways? What questions do you have for Mary? She is amazing. She knows what she's doing in her real estate business. So, she's here at your guys' disposal. So be sure to unmute yourself. Don't be shy. Ask questions.
Don't be shy. I don't bite. I promise.
Jordan, can you hear me?
Yes, Jordan.
Hey, I was wondering about when you said that you messaged 325 people. Have you ever, like, whether it's email or messenger or whatever it is, are people using like AI generated messages or messaging services for that to save you some time? So you kind of hit them up in reality for the second time if they message.
Yeah, don't use AI. Like literally on that 555, that should take you no more than 45 minutes. 5 calls each day. Whether you talk to them or not, you should be able to get through 5 dials, maybe talk to one person, maybe not talk to anyone, but you've left the message and you've made the personal touch. That should take you about 25 minutes. To make 5 social Facebook posts with questions should take about 10 minutes. And then sending 5 text messages should also take about 10 minutes. Now, of course, if they respond, great. Now you're in engagement. Now you're in a conversation. But the initial reach out, if you're doing 2 hours of prospecting every morning from 9 to 11, and you're spending 45 minutes doing your 5-5-5 after your 3-buy formula, and then you're checking on email, checking on current escrows, responding to the reactionary part of our business, and then going to lunch, like you should be able to get through all of that. I don't know. I mean, if you're wanting AI to actually send the messages or write the messages, that's beyond my pay grade.
I think the personal touch, I mean, I kind of knew you were going to, everyone was probably leaning towards, hey, I agree. But as far as like developing technology to take care of sort of like busy work, as far as like, so that you could get out and do the physical work of setting up open houses, stuff like that. That just came to mind.
Here's
So
what I would
know
say to that, Jordan.
Starting.
And some people may disagree with me. You cannot automate a relationship. If I have AI texting you, number one, I think you're going to know because it's not in my natural tone and voice. But AI is not going to know the things that I know about you in order for me to make that personal touch. Now, can automation help us with drips, the once a month, sending things of value, sending mass emails, writing an article for us like, hey, Jasper, is this a good time to buy a house or not? Like those types of things I think AI can help you with. But I do not think you can automate a relationship. And if you had 325 people that you were building a core relationship with on top of your cold leads that you're prospecting, like it's a win. It's a total win. And you may disagree with me. I mean, y'all are young. Y'all understand this technology way better than I do. That's
I
just,
don't.
That's
I
just
agree.
old school perspective right there.
No, I agree. You cannot automate a relationship. That's like saying you're going to go on a date. You're just going to like, have AI right there beside you, like trying to tell your date the exact thing that they need to hear. Like
I know my daughter is like, Emily's boyfriend broke up with her over text. I'm like, what? Like, what? We are losing physicality, connection, like, oh my gosh, like, thank God they didn't have this shit when I was young, because Facebook would not have been good for me in high school. Let's just say that.
And then before we hang up later, can you list or spout your like top 5 websites that you use for information for, say, some of the things that you were talking about, like finding the statistics, stuff like that. I know there's a lot of websites and information sites to pull from. And so if you could drop like the top 5 that you use and we could check them out.
So looking for you're talking like non-owner occupied, FSBOs expireds, that sort of thing, MLS, like that's where you're going to find most of your information, looking at active rentals, then clicking on the tax roll, seeing who owns it. Then we also work with our title rep, which in California, like we're so blessed to be able to have title pull so much information for us. You can just ask title, pull me all of the addresses that are non-owner occupied, meaning the site address and the tax address don't match, right? Then you can see how many of those people are out-of-state addresses, how many are local addresses, because the bulk of investment properties in this country are owned by mom and pops. They're not owned by big corporations. They're actually owned by mom and pop investors that own less than 3 properties. So you've got people with emotions and families making decisions, not a guy behind a computer with a spreadsheet. So title can help you pull that information as well. So you're just looking up FSBOs expireds, active rentals on the MLS. You can look up, have title help you pull all the non-owner occupieds. And then you're looking at a geographical area. So when you start to look for the TAM or the total addressable market, you just look in a geographical area. So for instance, here in our immediate geographical farm, there are 3,500 homes. 22% of those showed up on a title search as the tax address and the site address didn't match. So there I have my non-owner occupied database. Then I go to a company like Been Verified, GetIVData.com, Vulcan 7, any of the sites that will actually pull phone numbers and addresses for you. But physically mailing people something like a market absorption analysis. Hey, Meg, can you bring me one of those envelopes that say, hello, I'm what you've been waiting for? So sending people like an actual market absorption analysis with a letter in a folder, something that stands out in their mail will really get people opening it. And if it's of value, like I should keep this, right? They're telling me what our property in San Diego is worth. You can get things like this on Amazon. It says, hello, I'm what you've been waiting for, right? You can go to the post office. What are priority mail envelopes? Free, right? If it's a local property, a local investor, you can go and drop a market absorption analysis in a priority mail envelope at their doorstep. Everyone opens a priority mail envelope. It's important, right? So just think outside the box a little bit. How can you get the attention? How do you keep the attention? How do you get them in your database? And how do you continue to communicate with them and build value? You guys are salespeople. Everything is a funnel. We have top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. They're looking to make a decision. This could be a 1 day to 10-year process of somebody that then has a life event where they need someone. However, investors, you start looking at active rentals, non-owner occupieds, those people are looking to diversify their portfolio, do 1031 exchanges. Like, how many of them know that 2022 was the last year to do 100% bonus depreciation if they got a cost segregation study? Like, that was the last year. If you wanted to do 100% bonus depreciation, you've missed the boat. This year it was 80. The federal government is taking that away. Like, you come to investors with value. David and Tasha, David is a master at investments. You want to start talking investor lingo? Talk to David about hooks that you can have when talking to investors and mailing to investors. Benjamin, you had your hand up. I don't want to miss you.
I was just wondering if you used any like software programs to help like push your business out there. So like, instead of going on every social media platform or reaching out to every client by yourself, do you use any programs where you can just do it with one click and like reach out to all your platforms at once? Or do you do it all manually by yourself?
When it comes to social, great question. When it comes to social, I run my own personal page. I run my own personal Facebook page, because at the end of the day, you are your brand. You are going to build the relationship. I called this Hometown Realty 15 years ago, thinking it was going to be a sellable asset. And at the end of the day, 20 years later, I'm still the asset. I'm still the brand. And so when it comes to social, you are the brand. People have a relationship with you. Through social, they learn to know, like, and trust you. And trust me, I'm not for everybody. I'm an expressive, I'm opinionated, I got red hair, I'm a stepchild. Like, not everybody's gonna like me. But my tribe will find me. And that's also what I found about agent attraction. Your tribe will find you. Your clients will find you through social. Again, I just don't think you can automate the relationship. Can you automate where you post it once and it goes to Instagram and Facebook and all of those kinds of things? Yes. My daughter is the one to answer that question. She runs our business thing. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure somebody on this call knows what that is, where you can post once and it goes to a bunch of different stuff. Christopher, I see you smiling, so you probably know what that is. So put it in the chat. Whoever knows what he can use for posting it one time and it goes to multiple places.
Yeah, so
And you can probably Google that shit too.
yeah,
like-
so typically for social media, like say you're on Facebook, you can like write out your post or whatever, or like post a picture on Facebook, and you can click on the bottom and it'll go to all of your socials. I do it like all the time, so it's pretty easy.
And here's the other thing about social media. We're not after followers. That was so 5 years ago. We're not after followers. We're after engagement. If you can get people to comment, DM you, that's where the magic is. If you can get conversion and only have 100 followers, you're way better off than somebody that's got 10,000 followers that has no engagement. You take that 325 person list that you develop and you have them in Facebook and you follow them on Instagram and you're commenting and engaging, because anyone on Instagram that you DM, your shit's gonna show up in their feed. If there's someone you're after, DM them and then post. Because the algorithm says, oh, you guys like each other. It could be a stranger, but it's gonna show them in your feed. But again, I just don't think you can automate the relationship. And that's what you're after, getting people to know, like, and trust you, Benjamin. And when you put yourself out there on social, people are gonna know, like, and trust you. Hey, this is Benjamin. I'm standing in front of 123 Banana Street. I just got done showing this to a buyer. Wasn't the right house for them, but it's such a cute house. I felt compelled to come on here and tell you guys about it. Document, don't create. Document your day on social. Don't think you have to create content. Just document and people will learn to know, like, and trust you. I see Amanda shaking her head. Mm-hmm. You know it, girl.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I have 5 more minutes, you guys, before my calendar tells me I have to get to my next thing. Anyone else? Last minute comment, hallucination? I hope you guys found value in this. Follow me, reach out to me. I'm on Instagram at Mary Maloney. That tells you how old I am. That I actually got my name. Reach out to me. Let me know how I can help you. I'm always happy to help my tribe and answer questions. If you have something burning that you want to talk about, DM me. I'll shoot you my Calendly link. We can have a private Zoom call, and I'm happy to help you guys with anything. Go out and make it a great day and make it productive. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks so much, Mary. We appreciate you. Thanks for jumping on today, even though you weren't feeling well.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
I promise next time I'll have slides.
You're all right. I took so many notes, so thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. See you, everybody.